Coming up in the news, the nation's leader in Bimini today for the launch of ROV Bahamas solar energy power plant. Grand Bahama Power focusing on customer service. And the Pelican Bay Resort says domestic tourism is making a difference. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Megan Shepard. Thank you so much for tuning in. Our top story comes from the island of Bimini tonight. The nation's leader made a stop on that northern island for the commissioning of a new state-of-the-art solar plant. Our Italia Hall is in Bimini, and she joins us live with the details.
Well, Megan, it was a grand occasion as the nation's leader, along with officials from a private entity, officially opened a new natural gas fuel facility. The official ceremony taking place right here at the Hilton Resort. Now, during that ceremony earlier, officials said that this new plant worth some $6 million will contribute greatly to the growth and development of this northern island. The ROV Bahamas Utilities Power Plant offers a cleaner, more affordable power solution in the Bahamas. The new natural gas-fueled facility will reduce carbon emissions. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama and Bimini, Pakeisha Parker Edgecombe, welcoming attendees during the official ceremony on Friday afternoon. She says Bahamas Power and Light, and by extension the homes of Bimini, are now with a reduced load as it relates to power generation.
It is indeed a win-win for the community. As a representative for this island, I have heard the concerns relative to both the property here at Bimini Bay and the residents on the outside, particularly with the demand on the electricity. We therefore look forward to the success of this utilities plant behind these gates, as we do Bahamas Power and Light on the outside. Separate in electricity only, but together for the betterment of our beautiful island.
President and Director of ROV Bahamas Limited, Rafael Reyes, says the project would not have been possible without a collective team effort.
Our company's mission is to help our consumers lower cost, reduce emission, replace oil-based fuels for a far cleaner source of energy, namely LNG, liquid natural gas. This means no billowing smokestacks, less noise pollution, better preservation of our beautiful island.
Founder and CEO of Fortress Energy, Wes Eden, says the company, which has been in existence for some 6 years, focuses on energy transition.
This is a special place. I've been coming here for many years and have witnessed the impact of higher fuel prices and dirty environment here firsthand. And so we've got some small installations in the islands now. This is the largest one. This is a big commercial operation, which we're extremely happy to be a part of. We think the opportunities for the rest of the Bahamian family islands, as well as Nassau, is significant in this regard.
Deputy Prime Minister, the Honorable Desmond Bannister, says since the fire at BPL's plant some 2 years ago, the provision of electricity has not been up to standard.
I'm pleased to advise that BPL is in the process of procuring 2 new engines for installation in Bimini. And those engines are going to have a capacity of 2.5 megawatts each. And so we're going to have a total added capacity in Bimini of another 5 megawatts at BPL very shortly. They will be returning their rental generators that you currently see in Bimini.
Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, noting that the load shedding by BPL has had an impact on business and tourism on the island of Bimini.
And the government of the Bahamas has worked with one of your corporate citizens and investors who embraced an opportunity to assist the island with clean and reliable energy source. ROV Bahamas Limited is a major developer in Bimini.
But he says although the national economy is being severely challenged by the pandemic, he's confident that things will begin to turn around in the months ahead.
Tourists will begin to return in earnest this year, and our economy will begin to rebound. Bimini, as one of our gateways and destinations, will begin to recover this year. A more reliable energy supply will help you to recover from the pandemic and to welcome back our visitors.
The nation's leader and a delegation were then taken on a tour of the plant. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News. Now, the Prime Minister also noting today that there are several projects in the pipeline for the island of Bimini. Some of those projects include the expansion of the runway at the Bimini International Airport and a new baseball park. Reporting live in Bimini for ZNS Network News, I'm Italia Hall, along with my cameraman, Philip Marsh. Back to you in studio, Megan.
Thanks, Italia. Well, the Grand Bahama Power Company, this island's electricity provider, continues to work to ensure that residents are provided with quality service. That, according to GBPC Chief Operating Officer Nikita Mullings. She says the COVID-19 pandemic initially impacted their operations, but they have made the necessary adjustments to be able to better serve their customers.
We would have adapted our operations to adjust better to be able to manage during this pandemic. We have some of our employees that are still working from home, some that are working hybrid, and we've also been lenient with our customers in terms of the payment plans and the payment options that we have been affording customers that have been impacted during this pandemic.
She says that this year customers can look forward to learning much more about energy efficiency.
So one of our focuses this year is going to be on customer education. We want to ensure that we are making customers aware of how they can manage their energy use and their energy consumption, especially in the summer months when we know those bills do tend to go up.
Health officials addressing concerns surrounding the COVID-19 vaccine. The government has gone on record to say that the vaccine is not mandatory. But during a press conference at the Ministry of Health yesterday, officials touted its benefits. Chief Medical Officer Dr. Pearl McMillan reminding residents that stopping this pandemic means utilizing all tools available. Those tools include following all health protocols and taking available vaccines. Dr. McMillan adds that she is aware that some persons may be concerned about being vaccinated, but explains the importance and benefits of taking the vaccine.
COVID-19 vaccines will work with your immune system, so it will be ready to fight the virus if you are exposed. The vaccine is effective at preventing disease and serious illness. Getting vaccinated yourself may also protect people around you, particularly those at increased risk for severe disease. Among these are the elderly and those with underlying medical conditions. The vaccine gets us closer to a post-COVID era and quickens the revitalization of our economy, resumption of cultural and social norms, and physically connecting with those we love.
She addresses whether or not reinfection is possible post-vaccination.
Current evidence suggests that reinfection with the virus that causes COVID-19 is uncommon in the 90 days after initial infection. However, experts don't know for sure how long this protection lasts, and the risk of severe illness and death from COVID-19 far outweighs any benefits of national immunity. If you have had COVID-19 already, the science supports still being vaccinated.
Now, another concern of residents, the possible effects of a vaccine on pregnant women. Deputy Chief Medical Officer Dr. Delon Brennan notes that at this time, no studies have intentionally been carried out on pregnant women.
The way the science is stacked up right now, that is still the recommendation that if persons are known to be pregnant, that it is not the suggestion for those persons or are attempting to become pregnant within the time period before they would complete their entire vaccination series, that they should be vaccinated. However, if you read some of the literature and some of the recommendations that are out there, There was also a balancing act against risk of disease and risk of severe disease as well. And so it is still a conversation and still ongoing, because if the risk of the pregnant woman is higher, especially if they were to get the disease and all of the complications that could go along with it, then you do have to consider what the risk versus benefit of getting the vaccine in that situation is.
Currently, the Bahamas is set to receive 100,000 doses of the AstraZeneca vaccine. In other news, the Pelican Bay Resort finding creative ways to attract business during these difficult times. Officials say that business is slow, and while employees have been given reduced days, no one has been laid off. Officials at the Lucaya-based property remain grateful for the corporate business they continue to receive. Rumiko Knowles reports.
According to Reservations and Revenue Manager at the Pelican Bay Resort and Hotel, Dominique Smith, domestic tourism has been a major component, enabling the resort to keep their doors open.
We always have our regular corporate guests who come every week, every other week. That's pretty much what has been carrying us, but occupancy for us has not been great. The local businesses are really the ones that we are getting those corporate bookings from. When I say local, Freeport, Nassau, Abaco, that's really where we're seeing most of our business from.
Officials note that this time of year is normally a peak period for the resort, but as of late, things have been rather slow.
Last year, the year before, for the past, I would say 4 years, we have not had a down season. We haven't had a slow season at all. So for us, especially right now, this is more so our busy season, and we have a lot of dry dock guests for the shipyard, different maritime groups, but we have not seen anything from them as yet. We do anticipate one next month, but nothing is confirmed as yet. So I would say since I've been here, this would have to be the slowest I've seen it.
And here is what she says she would like to see happen within the coming weeks.
I would really like to see business pick up within the next few weeks. I would like to see more airlift, because I think that's a part of the problem. And then the shipyard, once the shipyard is able to pick up, then we would see our business pick up as well.
The resort has come up with an incentive to encourage more persons to visit the hotel. One of the packages, a 3-day event held during the weekend of Valentine's. She says it was 95% booked, and they will continue to promote those packages.
Usually we use that time to launch Valentine's packages, but for the most part it has always been the typical dine at the restaurant, chocolate-covered strawberries, wine. So this year we thought to take a different route, and because we know that we're practicing social distancing and that sort of stuff, we thought, okay, we have these picnic benches around the property. Let's utilize those. Let's come up with a buzzing package, which was they book a room, they were able to dine here at the bench, enjoy each other's company, and they had the table to themselves. They had one-on-one service, and they were able to enjoy themselves without worrying about a packed restaurant or having to be around others. They had the space to themselves. Persons really enjoyed it. Our guests, they had a wonderful time.
Now, the Pelican Bay Resort is currently operating at a 13% occupancy rating. The reservations manager says in her 9 years of employment, this is the worst that she has seen it, and she's hoping that things would soon change. Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Well, it's Friday, and that means it's a good time to treat yourself and do some shopping. And the best place, of course, to do that is on the ZNS Shopping Network. Simply log on to orderyourstuff.com and be prepared to score some major deals. Now, usually the website goes live every Friday at midnight, but this weekend the savings start even earlier at 8 p.m. and will run through Monday, 7 a.m. And it gets even better as more deals from more stores have been added. Now, next week will be dubbed Education Week. Stay tuned to the ZNS Radio and Television Network as we give you tips on how to register for the website and take full advantage of all that the ZNS Shopping Network has to offer. Now, next week, Friday, the King of the North, Power 104.5 FM, will be live on location at the Raven Mall from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., giving you the opportunity to sign up for the Shopping Network as well as other surprises. And don't forget, the ZNS Shopping Network will be broadcasted on television at midnight. Stay with us, there's more news right after this break.